If you like roller coasters, you probably like this market because it's up and down every single day. This is the weekly report on Major Money Matters. Welcome to Major Money Matters. My name is Major. I'm the host of Major Money Matters. I'm a mortgage broker powered by Edge Home Finance. And every single week we post updates to keep you informed about what's happening in the market and how it's affecting your home buying or your home selling process. So there's a lot to go over. And the economy right now, there's a lot of activity among investors, which is really impacting interest rates. So just right off the bat, I'll tell you where we are. Interest rates, most banks are reporting interest rates right now in the 7% range. Very low sevens, in some cases, high sixes. But that's simply where we are right now. Me personally, as a broker, I'm able to shop among many different banks for some higher loan amounts, especially if you're higher VA loan amount or something like that. Some banks are offering lower interest rates because they like the security of those government loans or something like that. But in general, as a national average, interest rates are around the 7% range. So let's start by taking a look at the charts. And it's been a very interesting week because of the CPI numbers coming out this week. So we'll take a look at the 10-year Treasury note, and we'll take a look at how this has continued to go up. Now, we've told you this is a 10-year Treasury note chart. This chart is indicative of interest rates. As you see this line trend up, you are seeing interest rates go higher. This is not like the other chart that I showed, which is the mortgage-backed security chart, which has an inverse relationship chart. But this is a 10-year Treasury note. And you can see about 7 or 8 days ago, we saw a little lull where we thought the interest rates were gonna come back down and recover a little bit. But then we saw CPI numbers come out. On yesterday, I'm recording this on Friday the 14th. On the 13th, CPI numbers came out. And the CPI numbers, frankly, are still extremely aggressive. So inflation did ease a little bit. So we went from 9.1 down to 8.2 on an overall inflation level. But there are some things that are still being more and more expensive. And you can see these things as a reflection of you just being out in the marketplace shopping for things. You saw gas prices start to come down. Now you start to see them kind of pick up a little bit more, which is kind of concerning. Groceries are still up 13% year over year. So, I'm going to go back. So, back in the summertime or right before the summer, when people started to say, hey, inflation has started to peak and we're going to see rates come down, I did not hold that belief. In fact, I told you I did not hold that belief. So I'm gonna hit you with the flashback. Let's go back to April, end of April, and what I said when people said, hey, inflation has peaked. When the CPI numbers come out, the new inflation numbers replace the old inflation numbers. And I believe that when the July numbers and the August numbers, September numbers come out, they're gonna be significantly higher than the current, the numbers that are currently available. Therefore, relatively, you're gonna see interest rates spike again. That's what I believe, through the summer. So you see in that last cut, I thought interest rates would continue to go higher, and they did. The good news is, I kind of believe that the worst of it is behind us at this point because of the October inflation readings. The amount that the reading that we're gonna see in November, which the next reading is November 10th, that's the next CPI reading. I believe you're gonna see some relatively different numbers because the number that's being replaced is not as high as the numbers were in the summer months. So I think you might see, interest rates start to subside. Now the challenge is the first reading, investors are not likely going to take the bait. So it is likely that the investors are gonna say, this is just an anomaly. So you're gonna have to wait until you see the future readings in December and January to see rates kind of subside, and hopefully we see some relief at that point. And you start to see this as people start to make their projections. So I'll throw this story up that Fannie Mae actually put this article out, and they said, hey, rates are gonna go into the fours in 2023. It's interesting because earlier this year, they said rates are gonna go into the fours at the end of 22. And I find it interesting, it's commonly said the only people that can be wrong 50% of the time and keep their jobs are economists and weather people. So that is very interesting. All they're doing is pushing the goalposts to the right because they know when the new numbers come out, investors are not gonna react really quickly to that. And then we're gonna have to wait some time for rates to start subsiding. So when is that gonna happen? Probably you may be looking at, some stability of rates. And I'm not even saying come down to the fours. I'm saying stay where they generally are and stop increasing. You may start to see that around the beginning of the year. So the other thing I wanted to share with you is unemployment. Unemployment rate unexpectedly, first time unemployment claims unexpectedly ticked up. Now this is what the Fed actually wants to see. They want to see, frankly, more people get unemployed. They want to see a higher unemployment rate because that's indicative of the economy slowing down. And they also want to see home prices come down, which is terrible, but they do want to see the price of homes. They want to see what they have called a housing reset. So they want to see the price of homes come down. So, this is indicative of what they want to see. I also am gonna, and when I look at, economic factors, I'm looking at not just one report of something, but something that actually corroborates that thing that I'm actually reading. So the global KPMG, which is a consulting firm, puts out a report or a survey from 1,300 CEOs. And those 1,300 CEOs say that they see a recession coming. So they've already started hiring freezes and already started to lay people off, which is pretty interesting to me, which is why you're seeing unemployment start to increase. But the interesting thing about the KPMG report is that it is a global survey of CEOs of multiple different countries. So that is also leading to the belief that when we go into this recession, some people argue we're in one right now. I am one of those people that do argue we're in a recession right now. But when this recession comes next year on a larger scale, it is going to be a global recession, okay? Now, back to interest rates. So I wanna share with you a couple of things about the volatility of rates and the roller coaster that we're on. So I'm gonna zoom in here actually on this past Thursday. So this is it, because we're seeing large swings of interest rates in one day. So the interest rates that I saw on yesterday morning were about 1/4% higher than the interest rates that I saw by yesterday afternoon. Imagine that you're locking at 7.1, in the morning, and then by the afternoon the interest rate is at 6.8. Those are humongous swings for a day. So I share that with you because this is another reason why I believe that you should be working with a mortgage broker. Someone who has the opportunity to see rates at multiple different banks and see the risks that different banks are taking, and then if necessary, shift your loan over to another bank that is going to offer you a much better deal. So this has been common on each day. Even today, Friday, as I'm recording this video, I have seen a swing of 50 basis points. Yesterday, it was a swing of 100 basis points plus. That correlates to about 1/4% difference in interest rates. So yet another reason why you should be working with a mortgage broker. Also want to let you guys know about something else we're doing. We've had an amazing year, mostly due to our referral partners and the realtor partners, and we are grateful. We've helped a lot of people get into homes using all different types of products. We're at 115 people on military or VA loans alone. We're excited about what we're doing, but we realize as we approach the end of the year, there are some other people that are still left on the outskirts. So we're launching our Home for Christmas program, which is a down payment assistance program that we're launching in coordination with some of our wholesale partners in order to help people get into homes. So if you're a realtor and you have some people who have done well and they're on the path to home ownership, they're getting their credit in line and everything like that, and they're trying to save, we want to help them get there before the end of the year. So reach out to us, talk to us about our DPA program, and let's figure out how we can help families get into home. Our goal is to do 5 of these before the end of the year. So that's it for this week. So as we wrap up, I want to let you know it's a roller coaster of a ride. You need to be working with someone who knows how to navigate this market and knows how to shift loans around if need be in order to give you as a client or you as a realtor the most advantageous position to help your client win in this volatile market. God bless you guys. See you next time on Major Money Matters.